All right, good morning, Dudley. We're getting carpal tunnel syndrome stuff, signing all the
Not as
warrants.
bad as the last one.
No, it
though.
wasn't, no, not at all, not at all. Joanne worked very late last night, so she won't be in. So, we can't vote on the minutes of the meeting, I take it,
No.
because Tom was...
We
How
could if
was
Tom
the
was
hockey
here. We could if Tom was here for the
It was
last.
good. My grandson's team won the tournament, so.
No kidding?
Yep.
Oh, that was worth it.
Yes.
Well, you should have been in Florida on Valentine's Day.
Well, Philadelphia wasn't too bad.
Oh, it was nice and warm, huh?
I
Palm
said
trees, green.
it wasn't too bad.
Okay. Hold the meeting April 12th. Just checking my calendar, see about the next meeting. That works.
Yes.
That works. Put it in the calendar so I don't forget about our next meeting.
Tom, are you free on April 12th?
Tom's never free. He may be expensive.
Can you make yourself available?
I believe I can, but let me double check.
I'm sorry, I jumped the schedule.
No, it's not a problem.
Perfect. 3 days before tax confiscation day.
What?
April 15th? No, you don't know. You have your salary, your tax taken out every week. A self-employed. April 15th is tax confiscation day.
You write the big check, send it in.
Well, no, we do it quarterly, but.
Hopefully the quarterlies.
Well, that's why we adjust it. Yeah, that's when I get everything from my accountant and say, okay, you
Yeah.
owe this amount.
Tom, you good for the 12th?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we vote to approve, we're signing the vote, okay. I'll make the motion to vote to approve the motor vehicle, not easy for me to say. The motor vehicle abatements for the month of February in the amount of $8,825.83.
Second.
So we'll make that unanimous. Vote to approve the following real estate abatement applications in the total of $518.40 for the month of March. Applicant A apparently has no heat. That's gotta be tough this time of the year.
Well, that one, let me explain. I already did the abatement on that for last month.
Yeah.
And sent her the field card, and she noticed that it's just heat by the gas stove. There's no central heat.
That is an approved heating system in this area.
Right, but it's not as improved as oil and
Oh,
electric. So
Well,
I missed that, so I took care of it.
Okay. But just so you'll know, that is an approved heating system because it's customary to
Yep.
the area.
Yep.
Well, I'm just talking as
Oh, I
an
know, I know.
appraiser.
Yes,
As an
yes.
appraiser, I mean, gas heat is not normally an approved heating system, but it is because it's so customary in Webster and
But
Dudley.
as you know, the assessors don't care what's approved and what's not. It's what we
Well,
see
yes, you
when
do.
we get
You-
there.
No. You have standards of appraisal practice that you have to follow.
Right, but the heat, what I'm saying is the heat is there. It's the only source of heat. I'm not there to say whether
But-
that's allowed or not.
You are under the standards of appraisal practice.
Wow.
You most certainly are. Because you have, if that's not an approved heating system, then there's no heat. And you have to subtract all of that. There's no heat.
We'll talk about that after. I don't agree.
Well,
So I want
well,
to
I
hear
know you
about,
don't,
I want to
but-
hear about it more
But
after.
stove logs and parlor heaters
Mhm.
are customary in this area.
Especially in the
So
old
if I was doing an
homes,
appraisal in Auburn, that would not be a heating system.
because it's against their code.
No, because it's not customary.
All right. I
They
wanna
don't have
hear-
a lot of three-deckers in Auburn.
Oh, so if it's customary to that particular area?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Like it would be
Okay.
customary in Worcester to have stove heat.
So if we built a new house and we put a gas stove in, I got you.
You'd have
now.
no heating system. Well, and again, that would not.
Well, that would have stood out to me if
Yeah,
if
I
something
mean,
like that happened.
It's the standards of appraisal practice that apply in this case, and
Use
that,
PAP.
yes.
Standard 6 is what's for us.
Okay, anyways, I digress. Applicant B, no finished upper story.
So that, I worded that wrong.
I thought there was a
is an
finished
upper
bedroom.
story. There
Yeah.
is an upper story,
Yeah, right, it's
but
a
it's an
finished-
unfinished attic with one finished room in the attic with
So,
no heat.
With
So-
with no heat, so that's not GLA.
No, so what we call that is so the majority of it is unfinished attic, because it has a full walk-up
No, it's all
staircase.
unfinished, if there's no heat.
We put that, well,
There's no
It's,
heat, it's
there's
unfinished.
electricity, so it's usable.
Oh, you got, okay, got
Yeah.
electric baseboard. Okay.
So,
Again, under use PAP, that's not GLA, because there's no heat.
right, and it's not in the GLA, that's why we're calling it an expanded attic,
Gotcha.
finished and unfinished. It will not go in the
Gotcha.
GLA.
Sorry, no need to get technical for the two
It's
people
okay.
that are watching this, but there are specific definitions for GLA.
Yep.
Okay, vote to approve the real estate
Did he
exemption.
second that?
Did you second that, Tom?
I second that.
He seconded
I
that
missed
motion.
it, okay.
I missed it too. I didn't have my hearing aid on, let me turn it up.
Jeez.
So, vote to approve the real estate exemption for applicant C for map 120, lot 96 in the amount of, oop, I didn't mean to do that.
That's all right.
In the amount of $600. The board voted to approve the veteran exemption in the amount of $400. The taxpayer has been receiving this exemption for several years. He is now 100% disabled, which is a $1,000 exemption.
So this person came to me with a veteran's agent as if he was doing this for the first time. So we voted on it a couple meetings ago. Come to find out, he had been getting it for years. He was just 100% disabled, so we're bumping him up $600 more.
Gotcha.
So we really didn't need to vote on him last time, so he's double voted.
Assessor Russo? I know you didn't vote on this.
No, I
one.
was just looking at the paperwork. And it's curious, it says, oh, it's granted. Okay, well, apparently there's paperwork in it that says he's exempted.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, not exempted, but
100%
disabled.
right.
And they
just-
need to supply us that letter. Once you're 100%, you have to supply that every year, because some of the 100% veterans, their percentage will go down. So say you have cancer,
Oh, okay.
and they'll make you 100%, and then when you're cancer-free, they'll drop it back down to whatever your percentage was prior to that. So we require the
It
letter.
has to be a veteran, it has to have happened during their service.
Service-related.
So like Agent Orange then or something? The
Exactly.
Vietnam vets? Okay.
Yeah, a lot of it's PTSD,
Oh, yeah, sure.
those type of things.
I don't
Shrapnel.
I don't understand what the words mean. I don't want to say them out loud, you
Yeah,
know,
right.
for public for the
You don't want to talk out loud?
applicants. But I don't understand what the diagnosis is, but if,
Oh, wow. I didn't know we had a trunk. Thought that was for an elephant.
Jeez.
Oh, that's what it says on the trunk. Is that junk in the trunk?
well,
Stuff?
I happen to know this character, and
Yeah, I do too.
he doesn't have a trunk, but
Oh, my God.
he has a few.
This should be the assessor's comedy show.
He has a few tricks up his sleeve, but the paperwork seems to be there, so.
It does, and it's mandatory, so we don't have a discretionary vote on this.
Absolutely, but I.
Let me
you
give
have
this to you.
Have you moved it, or do you second it, or
You
do I
haven't
do
done
it?
anything, so.
Well, no, did you do anything? So
I
that-
did, I made the motion.
Then that's what I'm asking. Then I second it.
Okay, he seconds that motion.
All
Should
right.
write a song about that.
There's no old business, there's no new business.
Are we, when's the next reval year?
2023. We're every 5 years now. So we had it in 18.
So we don't do the 3-year update?
We do the interim updates every year in
Yeah,
between.
Right.
And then the mass reval every 5 now. I only have two
Not
revals,
10?
two more
It's not-
revals before I retire.
It's not 10, every 10, it's every 5?
Yeah, the cyclicals are every 10, where we have to
Okay.
inspect the interior and exterior of every
Gotcha.
house.
That's for you.
Which you're gonna probably have to put in for soon, because I wanna do it over a 5-year period instead of 2.
Yeah,
rushing it.
exactly. When is Greg's last?
He's done May something, I don't know.
May something. So have we started a hunt for a new town administrator?
They
haven't
started, yeah,
heard
I don't know,
anything
I know Jonathan Reuter resigned from the Board of Selectmen, he's gonna be running. We
Right.
have several people running for Aura's position, she's done in May, she's done the end of June.
Jackie's not one of them?
She can't, she doesn't live in town. Tom, you have to pull papers. You don't have a choice, you have to pull papers when you go downstairs.
I don't have to.
You have to.
You can't retire either, I can't retire.
No, I just run and writing campaign like I usually do.
Yeah, I know.
Who else would
But
want
that
this
wasn't on
job?
purpose, that wasn't on purpose.
Who
Oh,
wants
you'd be
this job?
surprised.
They would want this job, have to go to school.
Go drive
Could be
halfway
somebody
across the state
retired.
at night to take these classes to put up with this grief?
They're online now, you don't have to drive anywhere. Mary took hers online,
Oh, okay.
No kidding.
yeah. A lot of complaining, you know, that, hey, let's get this going because of
right.
people like you guys that work full-time and then have to go out at night afterwards, so.
Anything coming up that we should know about? When do we start
Right
doing our
now.
budget? When do we start doing our?
Budgets, I'm working on the budget now.
I-
It's due in March 15th.
I really think there should be something put in for us. Just to pay the
Absolutely.
gas.
Back, yeah,
How much you want?
whatever we were getting before.
Okay.
God, this is my 41st year doing this.
You're sicker than I thought
I
you were.
am. I just think in 1978. I was 11.
Uh-huh. I believe you.
What's the status on this applicant or
That I-
taxpayer that,
That I emailed last night?
yes, I mean, let's talk about this now.
So,
So it's all on the
so
record.
the taxpayer was not happy with his abatement.
And how
he-
much was the abatement?
$101 something.
And how much was he seeking?
He wants $12,000 to $16,000 in value off more.
More.
Oh, so he was looking for 106, 120 and he got 100.
Originally, when he came to my office, and I told him that if the grade was incorrect on the property, that we would lower that. And he said to me specifically, was that gonna be $100,000 off? And I said, I don't know.
Did he ever
until-"
let you in?
Yes, we went in with the police department. And I said, I don't know until I put it into the computer, and I'm not gonna do anything till I go out and do an inspection to know whether I'm gonna lower it or not. And I found that we had central air, which he didn't have. I changed the grade for the quality of the interior of the house, and we had a second story on his 20 by 20 addition in the back, and we adjusted that. And that took off 101,000.
Okay.
And if I compare it to the house next door, which is similar, and as like in an appraisal, I adjust, well, they have central air, he doesn't, and I adjust those dollar amounts, it comes out that he's higher, but he was built in 2015. The house next door, I want to say, if I remember, it was built in 2007.
No, so the-
So
the
if I
age
go
is
in there and
different.
I change the depreciation on the old house, I'm within like a couple $1,000s of his value.
Yeah.
So,
This is, I mean, there's nothing, we're not gonna be mathematically 100% scientifically precise.
we don't have to be. That's
We-
why we're calling it
exactly.
mass
It's
appraisal.
called the
Okay.
coefficient of dispersion. We have to
Yes.
be within 90 to 110%.
Okay. So, you know, my sense is that if he wants to appeal, let him appeal.
That is his right to appeal,
And that's,
exactly.
and you, as far as I'm concerned, all you have to do is give him the contact information for the appellate tax board and say, here it is, go do it. If
Exactly.
you want to do it, do it.
Yep.
I don't see why we have to set up a special meeting just to deal with that.
Yeah, he
Well,
won't-
I felt as though 2 meetings ago, he was supposed to come, and he had young children to get on the bus, and he couldn't make it. So I felt as though it would be nice of us to be accommodating, to go out of our way, so that he could speak to you, all three of you, so that you can educate him on how he's assessed, and why the board made the decision they did on the abatement for that amount, and he chose not to.
Okay.
In order to go before the ATB, he's got to have proof. And that means spending $500 for a retrospective appraisal.
Right.
Which he's never going to do.
Correct. And then he's got to go through the effort of filing the appeal if he chooses to do it himself, running back and forth laws and the whole 9 yards. And so, hey, if he wants to do it, that's fine. I think we've accommodated
Well, that's
him.
his right. That's his right to do that, but the burden of the proof that he's assessed
Yes.
incorrectly
Is
is
on
on
him.
him. At the
Absolutely.
ATB, our value is correct unless they can prove to
And
the
and
court
not-
that it's not.
And it sounds like you've done your due diligence and you've,
And he's consistent with all the houses in
Yeah.
town. Every house is treated the same. The only thing that's different is age, bathroom count, heat count. They're gonna look that we were consistent, and we
Yeah.
were consistent throughout the entire neighborhood. There's just differences in each house.
Well,
Heating
you-
type, age,
you-
size.
Lisa went, I went before the ATB in the case of a taxpayer.
yeah.
So she saw the process. And she's got all the knowledge she needs in order to make the presentation.
Yes.
It's pretty cut and dry.
And it cost us nothing.
Right.
Yeah, so at this point, I think you've done everything you can do to accommodate him.
We've actually gone above and beyond.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying, everything you can possibly do, so. If he has any further complaints, just give him the contact information for the ATB and say,
Exactly.
it's on you.
I'm actually, when I sent him an email even this morning, Mary's gone, she's in classes. If I can get it out this morning, I'll get it out. If not, it'll be sometime next week.
Doesn't he have a clock running? Doesn't he have 90 days? in
He has
which
90
to-
days.
It is 90 days, okay.
From the date
After
of
our
his,
denial.
from the date his application that was voted, which was
You mean the denial?
February
Or-
22nd. He has till May.
Our
May
decision.
20 Yes.
And so many of these get thrown out on procedure because they don't
Right,
file.
yes.
And I can
You have to
go,
be
I could go
technically,
formal or
correct.
informal. If I go formal, I can send him lots of paperwork to answer
I know
questions
that.
before we
I
get
know
there.
that.
Yeah,
So if I need information, more information from him, like requesting an appraisal for that date, I can request that, and if he
I
doesn't,
think we
then-
should absolutely go the formal way. Would you agree?
yes.
That way all the Ts are crossed, all the Is are dotted.
I think you have accommodated him above and beyond, so at this point,
She always does.
of course, I know that.
And so does Mary.
Yes.
Mary's a newbie, so she's even more.
But my point is, I don't think you need to be concerned any more about it.
He's
I've
saying,
done
"Don't-
everything
don't-
that
Don't
can."
make any afternoon appointments for us anymore.
Nope, I'm not. That was a
Right.
one-shot deal. I was even going to be accommodating to the point where I understand that this is, one day next week and it's quick. And you saw, let me know other dates and times so I can coordinate it with you
Yep.
guys,
Yep.
and he chooses not to.
I have my court schedule, I don't know. I never know when I go there how long I'm gonna be in
Right,
court.
right,
I
exactly.
could be there an hour, or I could be there until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I never plan on anything in the afternoon, not when I'm supposed to be in court.
Works for me.
That's why we have a meeting here at 8 o'clock, because it accommodates myself as well as.
And that's why we make
Conrad and Joanne.
accommodations for extenuating circumstances like
right.
this.
Okay, Mr. Brusso, would you like to make a motion to adjourn, or do we want to keep chit-chatting?
I have nothing better to do today.
Okay.
We'll keep Teddy here all day. I move to adjourn.
I'll make that unanimous.